I've never thought about not wanting to exist, not going through life.
Yeah.
That's not the way you're supposed to live. It got to a point where it was so bad that I didn't want to get up in the morning. That's not me. When you get to someone like Deeper Healing and they sit down and they're not trying to sell you something. You're not trying to be forced into something. That's why I said it's between your ears, because this isn't a microwave mentality to go, oh, we're going to give you a couple pills, come back in 3 weeks, and let's just see where you are. No, it was go in, let's build a baseline, let's find out what's wrong. And not even, that's the wrong way to say it. It's not what's wrong. Let's just find out the problematic areas and let's go nail it.
And let's go reverse it.
It's not rocket science. It's just simple things.
Welcome to the Deeper Healing Podcast. I'm your host, Danielle Howley. This is for everyone who's been dismissed, misdiagnosed, or told to just live with it and refuse to accept that answer. You're going to hear amazing patient recovery stories, raw and real in their own words. People who found answers after everything had failed them. You're going to hear from medical experts we trust that are pioneering new approaches to healing the body, because we deeply know we're designed to heal. Let's dig in. Hi, everybody. We're here today with a really special guy. This is Chip Lake. Chip's a dad. He's a business owner. He has an amazing kitchen cabinet design company. He also has an incredible farm, 40-acre farm in McClellanville.
Mm-hmm.
That is a little slice of heaven. And on that farm, he's got all kinds of stuff growing, and pigs and chickens and all kinds of dogs and
They've got it all.
He's got it all. He's got the farm
dream.
equipment, all the things.
Yeah.
So this is a guy who's got a lot on his plate. You're a busy person. You got a busy thing going on at home. You got a busy thing going on with your job.
Yep.
And started having some problems with your health. So why don't you take us back to where you were?
Well, I think being the age that I am, and you start looking around you, what made me aware was as I was having headaches, I was having a tough time getting out of bed in the morning. I was restless, couldn't go to sleep properly. I mean, it was just everything. My wife was saying I was snoring with my mouth open, like she was to the point she didn't want to stay in the same room with me when it got dark, because it's just my irritability went through the roof. I was struggling keeping myself straight, like thought patterns. Like I'd be going down the road, oh, I need to, and then all of a sudden it just cut off. And that's hard to explain because you don't realize what's happening to you because it's so gradual over a course of time. But it had gotten to the point that the doctor I was going to, started telling me, oh, you've got high blood pressure. That's the cause of the headaches and this issue you're having, your fatigue. And so he did put me on some blood pressure medicine. And I really, it took the tightening of the band around my head effect away, but I really didn't feel better. I'm like, shouldn't I feel better? Like if that's the problem is the hypertension, then if we've corrected that to the level that we've tried to, what's wrong? And this doctor had prescribed statins to me without telling me. I showed up at the pharmacy and the pharmacist was explaining what I was getting ready to take. And when the word statin came out, I blanked out. I was like, this is not for me. Those are bad. In my opinion, in my world, those are bad drugs. And I don't want to take drugs. I don't even like to take aspirin or acetaminophen or anything like that. I like to do the right thing. And that's when I said, not today. That's when I called you, Danielle. I said, this is it. Deeper healing it is. So, filled out my questionnaire. It's very informative, made me really think about some things. Took me a little bit to fill it out because it's reality slapping you in the face real quick. And being a man, we don't like to have faults. We don't like to know we're sick. We're, strong creatures. We can handle anything. And that's where it really
Were you pushed into going in?
No,
Meaning like, was your wife with someone?
no,
Because I'll see that a lot. I'll see the
no, I
husbands
wasn't.
dragged in
I
by a
was
rope,
pushed in by just
not wanting where you were.
I was done.
Yeah.
I mean, it was either um, suffer in a quality of life for the rest of your life. Like, how do you explain that to your wife and children?
Mm.
Like, this is just me. It's affecting my work. It's affecting my freedom. It's affecting my marriage. And to go in and have these tests done, not knowing what to expect, and have someone like, it's just tough, you know? Have Jules sit there at Deeper Healing and just tell me how I felt in words. It was
So you
amazing.
saw you. So I
It was
love
amazing, you know?
you're going back to the suffering that you were in.
Right. Like,
And like I can see you,
that
like I'm actually
benchmark.
going back there in my
Yeah.
mind of how bad it was.
Because I was done.
I
Felt
wonder.
like if they can't fix it, where do I go?
Mm,
Like,
mm.
am I, I hate to say it, but like, God, would I be better off just dead? Then the pain would go away.
What
you
kind
know?
of pain were you having?
Just walking, just getting out of the bed. And, I was at that point that I was, reaching for, wow, I'm 56 years old. I shouldn't experience this. I'm gaining weight and don't know why. Everything bothers me. Like, I'm not happy with anything.
Mm.
And so to be able to try to explain what Jules told me that day when I was sitting there, she's like, okay, let's look at your labs. Let's see what's there. And she's like, oh, you should be feeling like this because of this. And wow, your tests there's some serious things here.
Yeah, do you mind talking about some of those? I want to bring the audience back up to speed because you skipped a couple steps really quick. You went from, I filled out some questionnaire,
right,
and it was very affronting because it was asking you questions that you're like,
it's reality.
Wait a minute.
Right.
And I do find the Deeper Healing questionnaire, people are never asked those questions.
No,
by
you're
a
not.
physician.
You're not faced with that kind of reality.
So it's a
right?
little like, oh, whoa, I didn't know that could have affected me,
Right.
And so there's a lot of awakenings just filling out the paperwork.
But be realistic.
And also realistic about it. I always say people like, fill it out thoughtfully, don't beat yourself up. Just, we need to know what's going on. And then, so now you're in, so you chose to see the nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Julianne Ingham.
Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. And you're in your 60-minute consult with her.
Mm-hmm.
And, there was one other very important pain point because I remember I did your onboarding.
Mm-hmm.
And your daughter had also said it to me too. You were choking.
I couldn't hardly eat.
Every time you were eating.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time you were like, if I can just eat.
Enjoy a meal.
I'm not even able to enjoy a meal.
Right.
So here you're not sleeping.
Right.
You're literally not eating. No wonder you're in a negative mindset in addition to everything else. Okay, so just wanted to bring that back around so we had the full picture of like, you're really suffering.
It was bad. Let's put it like it was bad.
Yeah.
It was, what do I do? I'm on that seesaw of, I've never thought about not wanting to exist, not going through life.
Yeah.
That's not the way you're supposed to live. So the biggest part of all of this was between my ears, like the mental part of it. I'm the he-man, I've got a family to take care of. I've got children that look up to me. I have a sphere around me that expects me to go to a certain level every day to get the job done. And it kills me every day. Some days I'd go home and just lie down, and I didn't want to get up. And of course I was hungry, but I didn't want to eat because I didn't want to choke. And you're like, oh, wow, I got to take a shower. And, oh, I got to do the laundry. Or, oh, I've got to do this. And it's just, you see that constant decline. And all of a sudden it got to a point where it was so bad that I didn't want to get up in the morning. That's not me. I don't miss a day.
And I have to pause because knowing you're a very positive, extroverted personality. And also, I think what you just expressed in the last minute is a ton of guys out there.
All guys.
Ton of guys.
especially at this age, this middle age where they're feeling the pressure of, the kids and the college and the work and the family and a farm. You have
Right.
a big
A lot.
responsibility in
Mhm.
your personal life that a lot of people don't have.
Mhm.
Your weekends are not laying around on the sofa.
Right.
You've
Yeah.
got a big farm to run. So, for you to feel like you were definitely trapped in a corner because you're like, my responsibilities are massive,
Mhm.
and how do I get out of it?
How do I just feel better? I mean, just for a little bit. Like, the sad thing is like when you go to work and you're in a physical type nature, remodeling, building, cabinetry, all this stuff. I mean, it's physical work.
Mhm.
So you feel like, oh, I'm a man today. I went and sweated and I got to move. And, then when you stop, like it takes you a little bit to get into the rhythm and then you've stretched out a little bit. It's like, you get into it, you got to do it. And then when it stops, like some days, just the pain from
Mm.
wherever the job site was back to my house, I would sit in my truck and go, wow, I got to get out. I got to move again. And I'd get out of it and just be so stiff and so swollen feeling and cramped up feeling like I'm like, something is wrong. This is not blood pressure. What is wrong with these people? Because it's not the only one doctor I saw. It's just like the multitude of people that I talked to is like, oh, it's just blood pressure. Your blood pressure, hypertension causes all that. And then when you get to someone like Deeper Healing and they sit down and they're not trying to sell you something. You're not trying to be forced into something. That's why I said it's between your ears, because this isn't a microwave mentality to go, oh, we're going to give you a couple pills, come back in 3 weeks, and let's just see where you are. No, it was go in, let's build a baseline. Let's find out what's wrong. And not even, that's the wrong way to say it. It's not what's wrong. Let's just find out the problematic areas and let's go nail it.
And let's go reverse it.
And
Yeah.
it's not rocket science. It's just simple things. The one thing Jules couldn't, that we were sitting there talking, I'm like, yeah, I already do some of that. Like the world I was living in, trying to explore things on my own, like the vitamin C stuff and the glutathione and just little things. I was doing things in the right step. I just wasn't doing it to the right level.
Yeah.
You need
So
therapeutic doses.
You do.
Yeah.
And knowing that the natural way I wanted to take that approach to finding the way to heal what I thought might be wrong or to increase stuff, to feel better, I was just skimming the surface, but at least I was informed.
Yeah.
Right. I was mentally there already to try this because I knew it wasn't going to be go pick up the prescription. Let's go take this and, come back in a month and let's see where you are. It was like, no, here's where you're at. This is what we have to attack. And this is how we're going to do it. Here's what we recommend. You pick. We're kind of, this is the way it was. I'm like, I'm all in.
I'm
all 10 toes, all 10 fingers. I'm ready to go. When do we start?
I'm so proud of you. And I'm so grateful that you're willing to share, because I know this is going to have an impact on a lot of people. I think the one thing that you just hit on is everybody deserves that deep dive. Like, even if it's just one time in your life where
Sure.
it's like, what's really going on under my hood?
Right.
Like, so that's basically what you did with Julianne.
Yeah.
Was you did the environmental testing.
Right.
So you checked your mold, you checked your metals,
Mhm.
and you did a very deep blood panel like you've never
Right.
had before.
Never had before.
And I call it the big reveal day, where
Right.
you're sitting down with your practitioner and we're like, okay, let's see what's going on with you. So now we have your whole history and all your labs, and it's really time to figure out what's going on.
Right.
So let's talk about that.
That was freedom. I mean, I broke down. I mean, it's still, I was really emotional about it because you now know exactly. There's no guesswork in that. Okay, this is what the problems are. And okay, so I might have high mercury. It wasn't like, okay, let's go find out how you got all this mercury in you. It's like, how are we going to get it out of you? Right? We don't care how you got it. It's not embarrassing like most men think it is, because we're men, right? And getting over it was freedom to know that there is a way to feel better. The other thing I had in my mind is like, is cost. Like, what's it going to cost me? So at getting at my age, when I'm like, okay, retirement's in the next 10 years. Okay. What does medical insurance cost? You know, what does that cost my family per year? And I'm like, even if I like self-insuring myself, I'm self-insuring myself to have a better life by going to deeper healing. And I was amazed. I'm like, oh, this is going to burn the bank account up. And this is nothing. If you charge 10 times as much, I'd have still done it because of what I know the result is, right?
Yeah.
The cost is not, the feeling better is the part.
You know, I always say that, like, people always say, like, I'm like, what's a day worth? What's a month worth?
Right.
What's a year worth? Like, I know for Marty and I, we lost 10 years. What number could I put on that?
Right.
There's no number.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about? $3,000, $4,000?
Yeah.
And your entire next
Right.
25 years of your life are different?
Right. But
That's
I know
like a
Marty's
nothing,
story,
like,
right?
yeah,
I know
like,
Marty's story.
yeah, you know him.
Your husband's story, and he tells me, and I still didn't do anything about it, right? I'm like,
Because you had to break yourself.
Yeah, I had to
Isn't that crazy how that has to happen?
I had
Like,
to get between my own ears, right? I had to figure it out for myself. And I'm like, if I'd have just done what Marty was telling me, like, I didn't believe it. I'm like, that doesn't apply to me. I'm a strong man. I get up and go do hard work every day. And I paid the price for it.
You know, sadly, Dr. B always says, you know, we're the clinic of last resort. And unfortunately, people have to, you know,
You have to struggle through it.
you have to
yourself.
struggle to get there.
Yep.
And you also have to be, it's a rare person. Most people have to be failed by conventional first.
Right.
Now, there are the rare person who's just like, they run straight into deeper healing. I wasn't one of them. I did the conventional thing. I did exactly what you did when we were going through it. I was a regular person, you know, then I did functional, and then I was like, this isn't working either.
Right.
And it wasn't until, you know, the modalities of deeper healing that we saw recovery. The one thing I will say that excites me about what you said too is by the time you get to deeper healing and they're like, okay, here's what's going on with you, and this is how we're going to reverse it, you're compliant. You're like, game on, let's go.
Right.
You know, like, so
it's not someplace you go tip the water with your big toe and say, oh, we might take a little swim. No, you go in and you attack it.
And you attack it, and then you recover, and it happens pretty quickly.
It does.
Yeah. So let's talk about, first of all, Chip looks and is doing amazing.
I feel an awful lot better. I mean, you know, I hate needles. I hate needles. I mean, I'll give you a shot, but you're not going to give me a shot. And just going like you're going to need some IVs. So I'm like, this is not going to go well. I had to get over that. That first day I walked in there, I was dripping wet in fear of the unknown.
I didn't know that.
And my first chelation treatment, thank you, Jesus, that I had Sam, because Sam is a delight. I didn't even know the needle was in. And he's like, okay, we're going to, and he walked me through what was getting ready to happen. And my first chelation didn't hit me. I did it on a Thursday morning. Friday, I went to work. I was feeling okay. Saturday morning, I felt like a bomb had gone off. I'm like, what is this smell coming out of me? It's coming out of my palms of my hands, the bottom of my feet. Every sweat gland is just reeking. I mean, it's just pouring out of me. It's coming, this liquid, this stuff was coming out of my eyes. My mouth felt funny. I'm like, I was already tasting metal, but I'm really tasting metal today. Right. And I'm like, something's going on. I felt that was the only time I really felt bad once I started going to deeper healing. But on the other side of that, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was picking it back up before the 2-week period had ended. I'm going back in to get my second chelation. And I was like, God, I feel better. But
so you're feeling like encouraged. You're like, okay, it was worth it.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you use the bathroom and your urine smells of something metallic, like something's coming out. Something's happening. right?
So you had very high mercury.
We had high mercury, right?
Okay.
And just for our listeners who don't really understand what chelation is, it is, that's how we pull heavy metals out of the body. So you get an IV and it's usually DMSA or EDTA, depending on what metals that you have. And it actually, chelate means to bind.
Bind, yeah.
So we're going to come in and bind the heavy metals. They get stuck in the tissues. They get stuck. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand. Their doctors.
Right.
I mean, did you have any doctors before you came to Deeper Healing talk to you about heavy metals and
Nothing.
what they can do to your body?
Nothing.
So, people listening out there, I know these are conversations you're not having with your doctors, and heavy metals can be a thing. And it sounds like it really was for you. And those are common signs. So when you detox, the first couple days, it can hit you and you can feel bad, but then it's usually up and up after that. Once you start pulling them out, it's like the body's like, whoa.
Right. It was a learning experience because you don't know really what you're up against. You don't really, okay, I saw a couple pieces of paper that said, here's the problems. Okay, let's go attack them. It was a lot to have to deal with. It was all, just let's go do this, and this. Colonics. That was another.
You got colonics?
I did.
Oh,
I had a
nice.
session of those.
I love those.
And that was something, you in reading about this stuff, you're like, wow, people have parasites. They got an 8-foot worm that just came at them. I'm like excited to go see what I have, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go do it. Let's see what's in there. And, and then you're like, you're getting ready to deprive me of oxygen at emulating a 8,000 foot or whatever it was kind of environment, altitude, and you're going to cut off all the oxygen and keep me on a treadmill, expect me to move, and then you're going to put me in a hot box for 30 minutes after you've given me something to make me sweat even more? Like, come on. And then take a cold shower after that? Wow, sounds inviting. A day at the spa. And rejuvenates. Don't leave out that little jiggle plate that you stand on for 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I mean, little things that you don't think are going to, like, why am I sitting on a vibrating plate for 15 minutes after I've just been deprived of oxygen?
Which I know Dr. B would make me say micro impact, not a jiggling plate.
Right. It's a jiggle plate.
But I remember I walked in a couple times while you were cleansing.
Yeah.
You got really into the cleanse.
I did.
You got really into it.
Because I could see the result.
And you could see the result. And you were like, that's when stuff was really starting to move for you. And you're like, my brain is coming back online.
Right.
Like, I was like, this is exciting.
Like, I'm remembering things that I haven't remembered in years. Like, I didn't even, like, if you'd come to me and asked me something about my past, maybe I did it, maybe I didn't. But things started coming back around. The folio cards were now in the brain, were now coming back to the forefront. And I'm like, wow, and it was like, wow, I can remember things. And things you just, over time, you start forgetting about, and those neurons don't seem to trigger the same way. And it was something like you want more of it.
Yes.
Because you can see it, you feel it. And after we got started, like after the cleanses started and I'd gone through the colonics, so getting my gut in helped so I can now pass stuff through to my colon to be properly introduced to what it should be. I think a lot of that had somewhere around in this choking episodes, everything I had. I mean, food would go halfway down and get stuck. I'd either have to get it back out or just sit there and try to just let it do its own thing. And I don't know what the enzymes are that I'm taking.
Probably pancreatic enzymes.
It's the ECI stuff. I don't know what it is that I'm taking, but those things are like heaven. Because I could look at a pepperoni pizza and have heartburn. And
so you also had heartburn and you were choking.
And so it was like, well, if I eat, I'm going to have heartburn. If I don't, and I'm, you read these things, lay on your left-hand side. It'll help you get that little enzymatic pill that I'm taking. I take it before every meal. I've gotten my son started on it because he was having digestive issues, and it's just getting your body in sync. A to Z. I went in right to the Z part. I was I never got through the front of the alphabet. So now lining it all back up. So every time I ingest food, it gets through. What I don't need, it gets out.
You're not choking
I'm
anymore.
not choking anymore.
All the inflammation's gone
the
down.
inflammation's gone. Like I can move my fingers and not feel problems. My joints don't hurt. I want to get out of bed. I mean, people get out of bed and want to go drink coffee or whatever they're habitually addicted to. I get out and want to take complete foundation. Like I don't feel normal till I take my complete foundation. I mean, like I crave it.
And that's a multivitamin
That's
that we have at the office.
We're going to talk about that. So,
can I say one thing really quick? Because I think it's real important what you just mentioned, and it's the order. And because I feel like, and we see this a lot with patients that come in, and it's like you said earlier, you're like, I was just skimming the surface.
Right.
It's like you're out here, you kind of have an idea, you're taking a vitamin C, you're drinking an electrolyte drink, or like, oh, I know I need a liver support or a detox or whatever that means to them.
Right.
But when you do get to deeper healing, I think it's really important for people to realize it's the order of kind of how things happen.
Right.
Because I feel like most people, when they're self kind of diagnosing themselves and just trying all these different things online, they're missing a big piece of it. And what you said, and, could the reason be because you were, choking while you were eating? Okay. Could you have had reflux? Are you deficient in hydrochloric acid? Do you need pancreatic enzymes? Is it because you have inflammation? Are you sensitive to foods? Like those kind of things.
It was D, all above.
Exactly. So like having that really big deep dive to really explore all those things, because you're not going to find a doctor out there that's going to look at all of those.
Nobody.
And you have to get that part right.
That's right.
And we have to start with, what are you eating? What's coming in your mouth? Are you digesting? Are you breaking down the gut part that you mentioned? And then when it comes to identifying, okay, what else is in there messing up the system with like the heavy metals or mold, or there's usually something there. There is some sort of infection. ABV for Marty.
I always say everyone's an onion to unpeel. Yeah. And it's so rare that someone's just like, I just have.
It's not just one thing. It never is.
It's always like there's a whole bunch of things going on.
It's a multitude.
But then with the Rejuvenase, my point was with this, because it's like the order of what you do and how you get the body well. Like, it's really not rocket science.
It's not.
And I think like you mentioned Rejuvenase, and I know you and Danielle have known each other for a while, and people are out there like, what is Rejuvenase? So Rejuvenase at Deeper Healing is Dr. Bauerschmidt's proprietary detox protocol. And it is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just going to put a little plug because I'm building out his physician training program. I've been having to research it for the past 8 weeks. And I can flat out tell you, it is the fastest way to get people well on a mitochondrial level and with inflammation. Like what he has designed with everything that you do in the right order.
Right.
That's the secret sauce.
Right.
And then, it's bringing more oxygen to the cells.
Right.
And then you're taking the IVs to now flood and pick up the heavy metals. And then you're taking the other things to replace the deficiencies, and you're sweating out. We're actually getting stuff out of the body and clearing it. And you're oxygenating. It all comes down to blood flow and oxygen. It's highly researched, all this stuff, like helping Dr. B in the past couple months. And I just think, you're here giving your testimony, and then I want to let people know on the back end of what we're doing here. Like this stuff is highly researched, and it is a very, very fast way to do it. So looking at what Dr. B and I are doing, because we're looking at the research, we're trying to train doctors now on how to do this. We can literally change the cells in about 3 to 4 weeks. Like changing the mitochondria, flooding the nutrients, correcting nutritional deficiencies, and getting inflammation under control. That's what we're starting to see. 6 weeks. It depends how often you're doing it. But I'm curious, how long would you say was the start to where you were like, oh my gosh, I'm out? Because I feel like, what
3
we
or 4
see.
weeks.
Oh, yours was 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, I cannot believe the difference.
That's amazing.
And I'm trying to pick up on, what am I doing? Like I want more of whatever's getting here quicker, right? I need to increase this? Like I'm
you get addicted
the
to
enzymes
it.
that I'm taking to eat better, to digest food better, the TUDCA that I'm taking to help clean my liver, pregnenolone, what else do I have in there? I don't even, I have my now it's a regimen that I just go through. Like I don't miss it.
Yeah. Well, and yours
Right.
was very personalized and
Right.
individualized to
It's
you.
just for me.
So that's where people, I feel like sometimes, you get on social media and they like hear stuff and they're like, I'm just going to run out and buy everything. Like that is going to work for
No,
you.
that's not going.
Other products we
What was the
use
one I
like
just saw?
for
Like
different.
Irish sea moss.
Oh, the
or
sea
something
moss.
like-
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
great. But I mean, how much of it do you eat it? When do you eat it?
I know.
Like all this stuff. I mean,
People are getting the
you
recommendations
put
from
the book
TikTok.
to health
like,
together. Dr. B's put the book of health together. A simple way to follow it. It's not painful to go through. It's simple things that you can find anywhere. We just don't know what the secret sauce is
Yeah.
to line it the A to Z up.
exactly.
And so having somebody point me in that direction at what I consider a value for anybody's health, to go through it, to feel better that quick. And then the underlying things, like things that didn't show up on my test. We were just discussing a little early out in the lobby, like the pollen in South Carolina
Yes.
is out of the
Unreal.
pine trees and the blooming
Yes.
stuff is unreal. It's always affected me. And we're going through it right now. We're just about to the tail end of it. And I've had no runny nose, no itchy eyes, nothing, no headaches, nothing from it. I'm like, well, I had to do with deeper healing because now I feel like if anything doesn't have a reverse effect on how I feel, it's because of deeper healing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it's because your
all of it.
inflammation's under control.
Right.
Your liver, like you're not filled with heavy metals and other toxins. And like your liver, especially with allergies, when the liver's like the filter, of the body. And when it's clogged and it's really struggling,
Right.
like yours is with having hypertension and things like that.
Right.
When you're not breaking down food, when you have kind of this leaky gut, a lot of inflammation, you're not absorbing food and nutrients right. When that liver is clogged up, your allergies are going to be so much worse. Your body can't detoxify and it throws the whole immune system off.
Right.
So it's so all interconnected. But that's so amazing. This is the first pollen that you've gone through with
Right.
since and it's like you're like, I don't
And I'm
even
like,
have it
bring
anymore.
on. You go out and see your car covered yellow, you see the haze in the air and you're like, yeah,
Here we
whatever y'all need to do.
Bring it
let's
on.
test it some more. See how long I can go through this.
It's
And-
cool. Like you got it out of the pollen without even doing LDA. A lot of
Yeah.
people use LDA to get out of it.
Yeah.
And explain what that is real quick.
You just did it just by reducing your inflammation and becoming your healthier self again.
Right. I mean, the side effects of all that health, though, that's the joy of it, is the things you didn't even realize were issues. Like I don't say I've really had sweet cravings, but I didn't have a desire to eat right. Like eat good. Like my body was screaming at certain times of the day, hey, you need to eat. And I wasn't even hungry. And then I'd eat and feel bad after, even feel even worse before I started eating. And so now that we've cleaned my gut and got my liver like it should and everything's firing on all cylinders, I crave good stuff. And I don't eat as much. I eat the right things. I enjoy things differently. Like I don't have any sugar craving. Like sweet tea. We're in the South. Come on. I mean, everybody wants sweet tea. I'm now drinking, and that's hard for me as a male Southerner, born here in South Carolina, raised on sweet tea. They put it in our bottles as a child. I'm drinking jasmine tea now, green jasmine tea with no sugar in it.
Wow.
Right. And in loving life. And that satisfies me now. Whereas you'd have taken me before I went to deeper healing, I had to have that sweet tea,
You know, it's so funny. You are literally describing the upward spiral because everybody talks about the downward spiral. Like we all know what that is.
Right.
But I've seen it so many times. The upward spiral is amazing. That when you first make the turn, when you said like, oh my God, this is working. So then you're like, I'm in, I'm going to do this whole thing. And now all of a sudden it's like the whole thing. And now you're at the point where you're letting go of things that were.
Right. It's that mental part, that trip. You have to go over it.
You got to go over it.
Like if somebody said, hey, let's just charge you for the first collation and then you'll pay for the next 11 that you need, the next 10 and plus the mineralization buildup stuff. And if after that first one, I'm like, man, I'm not going back, but I already paid for all this stuff. So I'm going back. That's the mental trip I had to get over. I knew I wanted to be better, but it was after that first one, I was like, after you smell it coming out of you, it's working.
It's real.
So just let's continue the path. And the results are, I'm not done yet. I know, like, my mycotoxin test just came back. I've got another test coming back this week that I should be back in for another update. And I'm not even worried. I'm like, whatever it is, it is. If I got to do more of it, let's just get it done.
Yeah.
Because my journey's not over yet.
When you're out of pain and your mind is back and you can actually eat food and go to sleep.
Right.
Who cares?
I don't want to be 100%. I want to be 1,000%.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, I want to nail everything. I know we can't clean our body back to perfection like we were when we were maybe a child, but, you know, we were born with some mercury in us. We don't know what we were born like. We didn't have that baseline, but we created it in that first blood panel. You know, and now I know where I'm at. Let's go get it done.
Yeah, that deep dive. Everybody deserves it. I'm just that, like, I think that all the time when people come in with their little dumb labs from their, you know, their GP, and I'm like, I had them myself back in the day, and I'm like, this is pathetic.
Yeah.
This is actually pathetic. And and then they'll say to them, "You're looking good."
Yeah, well, I had my EKG. I'm great.
Everything's within normal range. And the person's like, I'm really not.
Right.
And then, I mean, I hear that story all the time.
Right.
All the time. So I think that's just, you know, you're elevating a really important story. You don't have to wait till you're broken. You could just
if
be
I'd
proactive.
known the result years ago when Marty told me his story, and I didn't feel like this, I've been feeling bad for some time. But it just got to the point that I'd given up. I mean, like you said, Dr. B, the last resort place.
Yeah.
You know, if I'd have known about that to the level of what deeper healing was doing, I'd have been the first customer. The day the door opened up, I'd have been the first one in line. I want to be patient number one.
Wow.
Let's go do it.
Well, may this inspire other people to think that, you know, they're worthy and deserving of knowing what the heck's going on with them, and that they can age beautifully with their mind intact, work at their highest performance.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing. We don't even realize when we're not well, so much of our days are just lost.
Yeah.
Memory.
Like, just lost.
Like, what did I do 2 hours ago?
Like,
or what
literally.
did we do last week? Or, you know, being able to rest, you know, just get proper sleep and feel good about yourself when you wake up the next morning, and to know that your desires have changed. You know, what I want to do in life, what I want my retirement years to look like, how I want to spend what I consider the golden years. We work so long to enjoy so little.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why not make the most of it? And that's the one thing that my wife and I, when Cheyenne goes, she didn't even ask how much it was cost. I'm like, I'm going to tell you what this is going to cost me to feel better to this point. And when I told her, she goes, people spend more than that in 5-6 months of health insurance. And what did they get for it?
No,
Nothing.
like, that's the truth.
You got lied to.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here to bash big pharma, but let's put a mask on it. Let's go put you in a costume and let's send you on your way. And, you know, if you're feeling better, then we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And if you don't, let's just give you a little more. You know, it's almost like a drug dealer. Right?
Oh, it's
Let's
not
give you
working.
A little more
Let's have more.
to just make you feel better and keep you on down the road. Whereas with everybody at Deeper Healing, how are you feeling? You know, they don't you've got a test, you've got a result, you can see it, you know, you're going through the steps to feel better. And it's hard to explain, you know, because
the other
it's a
thing
different feeling.
You were having a little too much fun in that cellular cleanse area.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fun happening.
You know
Every
why?
time I knew when Chip was in there, because I could hear everyone laughing.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
You know why? Because I'm happy. I'm like,
you're
get
happy.
more of this junk out of me today.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that I'm going to feel better once I leave.
Yeah.
And the next step is come back again, and you feel better the next time, and you feel better the next time. And it's now to the point that I want more of it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want the road to come to an end. Like, I don't think you quit making Complete Foundation. Like, what would I do?
We need to come back to Complete Foundation.
What would I take?
So, okay,
you know?
I love your story. We're going to record this separately too, but I want to get it on the podcast. So Complete Foundation is a powder that Dr. B formulated because he had thousands of patients come in with suitcases, literal suitcases of all the supplements that they're on, that they've bought, They have no idea why they're taking it. They have no idea if they're taking enough or not enough. And they look like senior citizens with their box of all these
I was
pills they're
guilty.
taking. I mean, guilty. We've all done it. Where you're just getting caught in the TikTok supplement
Right.
shop,
There's only so much beetroot you can eat in a
like
day.
literally.
Right?
So his thing was he was going through people's suitcases and he's like, 90% of this is garbage. And even the stuff that isn't garbage, they didn't need it.
You don't need it.
And how do I know that? Because they didn't have a deficiency with that, His thing was, we're all kind of low on minerals. He's like, what do we need for optimization? And if you don't have it clean and you don't have it simple, then you're not going to do it.
Right.
So he spent a tremendous amount of time formulating this little 30-day supply. It's a powder, 1 scoop a day. It's all you need. He adds it with glutathione. And it's $39. It's $39.
Right. And you can see, you can feel it working on you. Like you feel better. That like taste, vision, hearing. I mean, I can't even, I think all of it came from, it's a big result. But if you craving something like that is good, it's not like white refined sugar that you crave.
Said, I've noticed if I miss.
Yeah.
You're like, if I miss,
I've missed one day since I started deeper healing. And I was like, I won't do that again.
Wow. That's amazing.
I just was in a hurry in the morning. Something's going on. We had a new puppy and I was late to work and I was just trying to get out the door and I got about halfway to work and I was like, wow, I did not take what I needed to take this morning. I missed all my supplements, didn't take my complete foundation. I paid the price for it. Mentally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, that won't ever happen again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
all
wow,
those
wow.
vitamins and minerals in there. It's very optimal doses, hence the name. But it also has the right forms, like a lot of the methylated forms.
Yes.
Like it's pushing your mitochondria. It's going to give you energy. And I love it. Has a ton of B6 in it. And that's a big one that like so many people have no idea that they're deficient in, especially women out there, hormone stuff. Like it's men too, but it's we were just looking at the label earlier today. I'm like, it is such a good formula.
It's a really good product
Yeah.
and it's a really good value. I mean, and it's great for kids. I mean, it's just so easy. If you're a family, it's like done.
Right.
Throw it in the smoothie, throw it in the water. You're done for the day.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just really
you think
easy.
about it, it's like when you go look at supplements and you're sitting there looking at let's just pick on vitamin C, which is a very important piece of if there's any vitamin we really should be taking on a regular daily basis, that's one of the best things to be taking. And you go down the list and you say vitamin C, go on Amazon or something, go Google vitamin C. There's thousands of them out there. And what do you normally do? It's like, well, that one's $30 for a month. That one's $60 for a month. That one's $100. Let's buy the $100 one because if you're paying that much, it's got to be good, and it's not. So how do people go out and buy supplements and think, oh, wow, let's just pay a little more. Oh, I like the container that it comes in.
Exactly.
Or, oh, they have an ad in whatever I read or look at on TV. And then you get to complete foundation. Like I had shelves of supplements, like trying to do the right thing, but couldn't get there. And then come home with one little old bottle of complete foundation and it replaced an 18-inch wide cabinet, 42 inches tall, full of supplements.
Exactly.
Right? I don't have to go through which one's the best anymore.
Same.
It's there.
It's
one
like,
little scoop and a little bit of water.
Done.
Shake it up. Pour. I mean, we've traveled since I've started this process, and my wife was like, "Really? You're going to put all of that in the suitcase?" Well, I'm not leaving home without it. I need my glutathione. I need my buffered C. I need my complete foundation. I need my TUDCA. All this stuff goes with us. And she's like, wow. And I didn't just get one bottle of each. I got 3, one for the car, one for the shop, one for the house. And, it's everywhere. Because if I miss, I can take it now.
Yeah.
The one other thing you said in the beginning that it really tapped in for me, when Marty was ill, he wasn't at the bedridden stage. He was just like not well. He was incredibly irritable.
That's the part.
And he got stuck in a very negative headspace. And that wasn't like inherently who he was. And I was kind of like, yeah, I didn't sign up for this guy. This guy's really
what my wife
not
said.
Fun to be around.
Yeah.
And you had said that. You were like, I was very irritable. I was very negative. I was quick to anger. I think that's like really happening in a lot of marriages.
It is.
And, you know, you sometimes you can even recognize it in yourself. And you're like, oh, that's not me. But you can't help it
Right.
because you're just feeling so rotten.
And you tear yourself up
And
after you do it.
and then it's that loop of
Right.
like, you know, the mental, physical thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this also, as you get better, your marriage gets better.
Absolutely.
It's easier to work. It's easier to rest. It's like every aspect of your life is just so changed.
Mm-hmm.
No one talks about that.
Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about
The
that.
mental capacity of what you can control and handle seems easier.
Yes.
Like work, you carry work home mentally, and you might not have been done with your day. And then, you know, like that 8:30, 9 o'clock at night period hits. And then you're like, oh, I forgot that. And oh, I forgot that. And I forgot this. And then 30 minutes later, you don't even remember you forgot it. And now, so you can process things easier, I think. You know, I see it. My marriage, there was a lot of issues that most people don't want to agree that they're the problem. I was the problem. And I might still be a little bit of a problem, but
Listen,
I can
all
see
of us in a marriage
Right.
are the problem, right?
But,
it's
I
two
mean, I
ways.
can see we've noticed the difference.
Yeah.
And it's not to point the finger and go, oh, wow, I can't believe you did this or that. It's just now made life together more pleasurable.
Yes.
Right? Because my wife and I, and my business is family owned. So my wife and I work together. The only time we really don't see each other every day is on our trips to and from work. Right? And working here in Mount Pleasant, and the drive to McClellanville is a peaceful 30-minute ride. Then we get separated from each other. We're at home together. We like spending time together with each other now. Life's become more enjoyable. My kids are like, oh, they haven't really said, oh, I got my dad back. But just like you said, my daughter, they wouldn't even talk to me when we sat down to eat. And I did not want to go out to eat in public. If we did, it would be later, be the first ones there or the last ones there. So I didn't have to go through an episode of choking in a restaurant, because I've run to the restroom to throw up food, or didn't make it to the restroom just to get it out so I could breathe. You know, and who wants to do that?
Wow, that's scary.
It is very scary.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And to see my daughter go, wow, we can go out to eat, and my dad can, you know, we enjoy it. We have fun. It's not everybody sits quiet, don't look at dad because he's about to choke every bite, you know, and that's that freedom.
Yeah.
That's what Deeper Healing's given me, is freedom. Freedom to feel like I can make choices again about my own body and what I put in it. Nobody forced me to do this, but when you see the results in such a great way, not just putting a mask on things, let's just get him down the road for another year and he comes back in for his yearly, then we'll just kick him up a notch and he'll go on another. No, this is attacking the problem, fixing it so I don't feel like I'm being lied to. I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to go do something I don't want to do. I see the results, my skin, the glutathione with my skin, my vision.
Great.
I've gone to the eye doctor since I started. She's like, I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up because your eyes are improving. Yeah. In your late 50s, your vision shouldn't be improving. Yeah. It should be getting worse.
Right.
So she did a deep eye scan on it. She's like, God, your eyes look so healthy. And I'm like, must be the glutathione. It's something.
You hit your body's been reset. You've hit, that's what I think Deeper Healing does really, really well. You hit the reset button.
Right.
And you get a chance to
fresh start.
Yeah. It's a fresh start. And the thing is, it's not going to be in 6 months, a year, 2 years.
Right, it's almost instant.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick. You know, once you dig in, it's going to be like
right. It's not. I want to say
start
buy
in April.
Once you buy into it, but it's not a buy-in. It's once you feel it.
Yeah,
because it's all new. You haven't ever done anything like this before.
Yeah,
and. Like we go to a normal doctor, you're like, I hope he doesn't make me take my clothes off today. It's like, that's your worst fear. You have to take your clothes off at Deeper Healing too.
Get a colonic.
But get a colonic. You have to go get in the hot box, as I call it, get into the sauna. You have to take a shower after. But it's like, wow, you feel so much better. Like I looked forward to my trips to Deeper Healing. Yay. I look forward to seeing the people there and the environment that it created because I know it works.
Yeah.
And I know every time I go there, I feel so much better mentally and physically once I've left there, because I know that we as a collective group are attacking it.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we can see the results. I can feel the results. It's making my life easier to live. It's making my days happier. I see a future again. My kids are happy with me, and I wake up out of a sleep and ready to get out of bed and go joy the next day.
Wow.
That's so awesome.
I mean, this is it. This is it. I mean, this
is why we do what we do.
This is exactly why we do this.
Yeah.
It's because this is going to help so many people. There are so many people out there like Chip Lake, and you do not need to lose another minute of your life, like slogging it like you're doing. Thank you, Chip,
Yeah,
for
thank you
sharing.
so much.
I know that your practitioner, Julianne Ingham, is so proud of you. I know that the girls just really enjoyed having you. Always do when you're in the center. It's a fun environment in there, and having fun people like you who are just like happily going after it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
You paid full price. Go get all you can get of it.
Go
right?
get it.
Yeah.
Go get it.
And you feel so much better on the other side. Just do the steps.
Yeah.
Just just negate the results. That's all we're doing, is trying to push the results to the other way.
And the nice thing is everything that you did, it's sustainable and long lasting.
Right.
So this isn't like you're not going to need to be doing this stuff forever.
Right.
This is like you're going to go fly away and live your life.
Right.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
I mean, a deeper healing should be like a
everywhere
grocery stores. You can't really live without a grocery store anymore, right? So why are we not putting a deeper healing type environment on every street corner?
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do people, like the guy who's here this week is from London, the other person's from Greece. Why do people have to fly from London?
Right. We've been lied to.
To hit a reset button. And yet they actually do.
Yeah.
Like, good for them that they figured it out.
Right.
We need deeper healings all over the place.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
There needs to
Plenty
be
of doctors
standard
out there
care.
doing a little bit of this stuff. Like I was informed. I mean, I watched the internet. I see these people talking about, if you do this, you'll be better than that. But that's just scratching the surface. At least Dr. B has formulated it out. Okay, these are the steps we need to do to get to the maximum result.
Yeah.
And you can't find that completion, I feel like, anywhere.
They can't.
Well, and I think why. I'll tell you, I'm your why girl.
Okay, good. I love it.
So you have a lot of like holistic coaches out there. You have a lot of functional medicine doctors out there, which highly respect their training. You have some naturopathic doctors out there. What makes Dr. B so different is the environmental medicine training that he's received. And I actually trained under his same mentor, Dr. Crinnion, and what we're taught. And it's a different way of detoxing than your average holistic health coach and your average functional medicine doctor or functional health coach. It is a way more in depth, I guess is the best way to say it, protocol. I mean, it's like on steroids compared to what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, just to get across to the listeners, like what we do and how we do it and the order that we do it, there's a process to it, and it works beautifully, and it's just what they do. Like you're going to get some results. You're going to feel a little bit better, but it's not going to be the level of like literally like your eyes getting better, your memory coming back, where people are reversing.
Yeah.
They're like reversing aging and reversing disease. That's what our process does.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
It does.
And
it does.
that's why it's so awesome.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's been interesting the last 2 years, we've started seeing a lot of functional naturopathic doctors and just regular MDs referring in.
Yeah.
People that have been languishing on the vine for a long time under their care, and they know, I don't know what to do with this
They're missing
person.
something.
They know
missing
they're
that
like
piece.
missing it, and they know they don't know it.
Right.
And they're referring them in. So that's new. I think that the word's getting out on the practitioner level. Like, okay, this environmental medicine is a piece I don't understand, and this is what I think is missing for you. And that's huge, because I think as this grows, as more practitioners learn, this is how we reverse it, we're going to see it become more mainstream medicine.
You should.
I really think that's the future.
Because like we've said before, I think we've been lied to.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I really think that or just people don't have the correct knowledge.
I think that's
You
really
know,
what it is. I
it-
think everyone is, they're following their training,
right.
and
Yeah.
Dr. B says all the time, we really need to, um, we weren't trained for the world we're living in.
Right.
Like it is that simple.
Yeah. Well, from a user of deeper healing, I got more than I bargained for.
Yes.
Right? Like
How
what I
many
was trying
people
to
have
come
said that to
in,
me?
like we didn't have a pinpoint of what was wrong, but I got more than what I was bargained for because I've seen so much improvement in so many other areas that it's hard to really put it into words of what has happened. Right? Like, I don't go every 6 weeks to get a haircut. I need to get one every 2 weeks. Why is my hair growing so fast? Why am I cutting my fingernails feels like every other day? You know, I mean, like, because I'm healthy, right? I'm feeling good. I'm growing good. I'm like, that's a great sign.
Yeah. You just didn't want to not choke.
Yeah, I just went in,
Your heart is
one, not
so
to choke and not to feel so suave. I felt like the Michelin Man. You know, I come in all swole up and couldn't bend over. And, you know, the bonus out of it, like I said, I dropped 20 pounds. I feel better
Yeah.
because of that. And it wasn't like, oh, it just lose. That's just a bonus.
Yeah.
It's like going to the eye doctor and being able, she's like, I
see better.
Doc, something's wrong with these contacts. She's like, oh, your eyes have improved. You went from a -7 to a -6. How did that happen? You were here just less than a year ago. And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, what are you doing different? And I'm like, I'm going to a place called Deeper Healing, and they're healing the deep bad parts, you know? And she's like, wow, your eyes look amazing. And so those are just the bonuses of it because we don't realize everything that potentially getting worse in our body. And just by simply following these steps, we're just cleaning
I say it all the
it.
time because when I do a lot of the calls with the very sick cases, and they always talk to me about their biggest pain point. So if your biggest pain point at the time was like, every time I eat, I choke, that probably would have been one of your top, things. And they'll focus on that.
Mhm.
I just want that fixed. And I'll say, well, we're definitely going to look at that. But, tell me some of the other things that are going on. And they'll always say like, well, nothing really. And I'm like, then I'll start asking questions. And then before you know it, I have a very
that questionnaire to get
Yeah,
them to that
because
point.
They're
Wow.
like, oh, I forgot to tell you about my eczema
Oh,
or
literally, 'cause
my
there
chronic
there
diarrhea
was
for 10 years.
44 other
I'm like,
things
oh
that were
my
already
gosh.
happening. And I'm like, yeah, so just so you know, we're going to look to improve everything.
Yeah.
That's like,
Right.
we're not just going after
Yeah.
that.
It's called deeper healing.
It's the
for a
whole
reason.
system because we know the whole system's working together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And your whole system is better.
But that's what I'm saying is like the bonus parts of it are amazing because it's just that quality of being a different person every day, being my best self at every moment.
Yeah.
And not feeling, oh, wow, here comes 2:00. The cliff is here again. I'm going to fall off of it. I'm just as ready to go at 8:00 at night as 8:00 in the morning.
That's amazing.
And that's not what I felt like the last 10 years.
No.
It's like, wow. Yeah. Look forward to the weekend so you could kind of just relax a little, not have as much pressure on you.
Mhm.
It's like, bring it on. Let's go do
let's
it.
go.
Whatever.
Awesome.
Let's just go do whatever.
So in terms of the cost, because I do think people are very hesitant to spend out of pocket. Insurance doesn't cover what deeper healing does.
Doesn't
And
matter.
we could argue, I think they should, for sure. Absolutely. It's all medical stuff and it's amazing stuff and it's healing and it should be covered, but it's not.
Right.
So that's a hurdle for people to get over. And I know from our side, we do everything in our power to keep it as reasonable as possible. Very high quality medical care at the best value that we can give. And for you to say, I got more than I bargained for.
Right.
I can't even tell you the amount of people that have said that to me when they've gotten on the other side. They're like, this was worth every penny.
Right.
This is a good value.
You use the word penny because of how cheap or inexpensive it is for the results that I've gotten. If I tried to go do this through modern everyday medicine, I would have so many specialists looking at me.
Mhm.
I'd be at the pharmacist probably every other day, it seems like. I would have tons of prescriptions. I'd be taking 40 pills in the morning. And I feel like the added value is just how you feel to go knock out the next day. Cost doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Right? Because I couldn't buy a year's worth of medical insurance for what I've spent at Deeper Healing. Or but I said that the wrong way. So it's the inexpensive part of it has now negated it for the result. Right? That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Is that
You're right.
You don't realize the cost doesn't matter anymore. If you said, hey, we're having a 50% increase tomorrow, if you don't get, okay, it's still worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you keep the cost where they are, but, and that's the thing is I don't look at insurance as a supplement for my health. I look at my health as a supplement to the insurance part.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
So-
see, I have to say that was a mind shift for me.
That's
In
what I had to get over.
2016, I left insurance. I went to Christian Health Shares because I was like, I am paying a very high premium and I don't even use any of it. I'm
Right.
paying everything out of pocket
Right.
because this is what he needs.
Mhm.
And I just was like, I have to reverse this mentality of trying to use my insurance card for something
Right.
that's not
Yeah,
gonna-
because they do that mentality. Wow, I'm paying this stuff every month, and
wanna
they tell
use
me I
it.
need to go see Dr. XYZ, and that's where I go, and I'm paying all this money,
Mhm.
so that's where I should go. And we're all fooled into it.
I know.
You're just following the cow in front of you to the slaughterhouse.
I did the same thing. You did. It was a big awakening, and that's when things really changed.
Right.
Things really changed
Right.
then.
And I'm talking, it's not, and I don't want to say what my journey has cost me, but I can't put a value on it
Mhm.
like you did,
Mhm.
because I know what it's cost me up to today to go through what I've gone through with Deeper Healing. And that's what I'm saying is it's like, I don't want to say like it's the cheapest place to go, but wow,
It's a
to get that kind of result, who wouldn't want the added value to know that what little bit of money it costs to feel so much better? It's like, I don't even think about the insurance part.
I know.
It's negated by the result.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a perfect way to end.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Chip, thank you so much.
yeah, thanks for having me.
You're amazing, and
Thank you.
I know this
Y'all
is
are
going to
amazing.
help. It's going to help a lot of people.
Good.
It's going to help a lot of
Good.
people.
I couldn't, nobody has to ask me. I tell them,
I love it.
if you got a problem, that's where I would go.
It's all been organic, the whole thing.
right.
Deeper Healing's growth has all been from people like you going out there and going, you don't have to be that tired anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
just
and it's
kinda-
like a little hidden gem
It is a
here.
little
Like
hidden gem.
nobody knows we're here. Most of our
Mhm.
people come from out of town.
I
I'm
know.
like, if people in Charleston, we have this podcast getting ready to come out. We have some other things that are in the works. Like, you got in before it got crazy.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
local people are always really shocked when they come in. They're like, I didn't even know this was here. This is crazy.
Yeah. But then all the people coming from out of town. And so we do, for the listeners out there, have a 2-week stay and heal if you qualify for that. So people will come in, and it's so amazing. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you got the results that you did, and you're feeling like you're back.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I'm back where I should be, and I'm still working on it. So
Nice.
that's the awesome part.
That's a
Yay.
wrap.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And if you guys want to learn any more about Deeper Healing, it's deeperhealing.com. And I'm sure you'll see some more notes and links below. And we will see you next time. Thanks for joining.
We hope this episode inspired you. Here's how to go deeper. Visit deeperhealing.com to become a patient. Online, we have loads of courses and a free toxin quiz. Subscribe, and please, please share this episode with someone who needs it. It's always that one-on-one support that really gets people to find deeper healing. Remember, this is educational content, not medical advice. The information shared here should be discussed with your own personal healthcare provider. If you're excited by listening to the medical experts or the personal recovery stories on here and you want to start your own deeper healing journey, go to deeperhealing.com and start your process.